Welcome to the College Football Show on the Sports Talkline Network, where we talk sport 24/7, 365. Guys, this is my 16th show. Thank you for coming back. If you've been here the whole time, thank you very much. If you're new to the show, hop onto Sports Talkline on YouTube. Check out our basketball highlights, some of the best in the world. We've got some great shows. The Unnamed Sports Show. We've got No More Sports with Nate. We've got the Sports Van with Fan. Got some fantastic shows out there. They do an Arsenal podcast, which is dumb because Arsenal are stupid. Sorry to the Arsenal guys out there. But here we are to talk college football, guys. Before we get started, find us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. We're all over the shop. We've got the Sports Talkline website, and a little tiny hint, there might be some merchandise coming out soon, some Sports Talkline shirts and some masks and all that stuff, so feel free to hop on there, guys, and check it all out. Before we get started, if you guys would like to sponsor my show, if you're a beer company like Mountain Goat, or you like beef jerky like I do, some of this beef jerky, get involved, guys. DM me on Twitter, find me on there, come on the show, let me endorse your stuff, guys. It's great. So before on this week's show, we're going to talk the college football news over the last couple of weeks. I've got an interview with Cal Bears. Punter Jamieson Sheahan comes back on the show for the second time. We talk COVID. We talk the wildfires in California. We talk how the Cal Bears are preparing for a season, which at the moment might not be going ahead until the spring. Pac-12 is still on hold at the moment, so talking about what he's up to, so that's coming up halfway through the show, and at the end we'll talk about the games from over the weekend. So without further ado, let's get on with some news. Alright, guys, week 2 of the college football has just happened. During week 1, we saw Southern Miss get destroyed by South Alabama. Now, those of you who know me, I hate any team that comes out of Alabama, and South Alabama is probably their best team. Sorry to the Crimson Tide, but I don't really care what you think. So South Alabama got beaten, and their coach has decided he is going to hang up the whistle for the time being. It was a mutual agreement between the two. Between him and the team. Apparently the writing was on the wall at the end of last year. They had a few double-digit L's at the end of last year, and I believe they gave him the start of this season to see what he could do, and turning around and getting beaten by a 2-touchdown underdog was not what they wanted. So Mr. Hobson, he is currently on the unemployment line, but I'm sure he won't be there very long. So in other news, one of the best defensive tackles in the game, Penei Sewell, has decided he's going to sit out the 2020 season and prepare for the 2021 NFL draft. Look, the kid probably could have come out last year. The Oregon star is a superstar. This kid is amazing. I probably had him going top 5 or 10 last year. He's probably going to go around the same spot in April of next year. So all the best. Hope you train hard this off season, and we'll see you in April, mate. Thank you. In other news, BYU had their first game of the season in week 1, and they destroyed Navy 55-3. Navy coach came out after the game and said they had limited tackling practice during their off season, and it showed. They were horrible. They were literally horrible. They couldn't tackle anything. It was like, that kid who's like 9 years old and he's up against like 12-year-olds. It was the same thing, and these big 12-year-olds were just running over him all day long, and the same thing was happening to Navy in week 1. So hopefully Navy gets some more practice in, and they start to get better. Really, so good luck to Navy going forward, but hopefully their fortunes to turn around soon. SEC has come out. SEC comes back on not this week, coming the weekend after, and the SEC has come out and released the stadium capacities. Now, most teams are going for a 20 to 25% capacity at games. LSU with 107,000 folks means we're looking at about 25 to 28,000 fans at games. That's huge. That's huge. Smaller stadiums obviously are going to have smaller numbers, but most of the SEC schools have said between 20 and 25% full, which is fantastic. You're going to get media there. You're going to get the bands. You're going to get game day there. It's going to be fantastic. We can't wait for this to happen. The only thing you're not allowed to do, folks, is tailgate. And for me, this is one of the hardest things. Can you imagine being at Baton Rouge or being at Alabama or somewhere else and trying to escort thousands and thousands of folks out of the car park because they want to sit there and have a barbecue and a few schooners and watch their team play? There's no way they're going to send all these coppers there to try and stop this going on. This is ridiculous. The fact the SEC thinks they can stop this and the cops there in town think they can stop it, good luck to you, because it's not going to happen. The ACC Big 12 are back over the weekend. I will talk about their games coming up soon. But finally, guys, football is back. Coming up first, we have my interview with California Golden Bears punter Jamieson Sheahan.
All right.
Righto, welcome to the show, Jamieson Sheahan from Golden Gate Park in San Francisco. Mate, thanks for coming back on.
Thanks, Binksy. Good to be back, mate. Thanks for having me back on.
That's right, mate. We've taken your Australian citizenship off you because you, of course, keep your sauce in the cupboard, so you're not welcome back over here anymore. So because you're stuck over there, how are you looking after yourself? I know you guys have got huge fires over there at the moment. Are you staying safe?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. It's similar to when I left Australia. We had all the fires happening, and right now, California's in a pretty bad spot with all the fires, actually. So we've been trying to stay safe and trying to stay inside for the most part. It's pretty bad, actually, the fires over here. A couple of million acres, I believe, is on fire. So apart from that, mate, staying safe.
Yeah, it's been a strange year for sure. We had our fires over here, as you mentioned at the start of this year, and then of course we've had COVID all year, and now you guys are on fire over there. So it seems like a lot of us are spending most of our time inside.
Absolutely, it's been a strange year for everyone. It's same as the last time we spoke. There's not much changed, actually. So still staying inside and spending a lot of time in front of the screens.
Yeah, nice. So, as we all know, the Pac-12 sort of cancelled their season, potentially shifting it to spring or even moving it to next year. But were you guys sort of shocked by that, or did you sort of see it coming?
To be honest, we probably all saw it coming. The cases over here weren't getting much better, and the California government hadn't changed much of the guidelines in terms of practicing outdoors and in larger groups, more than 12. So we were expecting it. It's obviously a little hard and a little bit disappointing to see other conferences and other schools playing on at the moment, but I definitely think it was the safe option, and hopefully we get some football, if not later this year, definitely early next year, hopefully.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was going to ask. Like, I'm sort of sitting down watching games as we speak, and it's obviously hard because I know you guys want to be out there doing it, but also you need to be making the right calls and making the right choices. And I think a few games have already been cancelled. There's been a few tests positive through Virginia Tech, I think, and they've shifted a few games around. And so I think the right thing to do is to not have games on at all. However, other schools are going ahead, so I can see how that must look bad for you guys when you just want to be out there doing what you love.
No, absolutely. And those schools, good on them for getting out there and playing, and hopefully they're keeping their cases down. But for us in California, and especially at University of California, Berkeley, it was definitely the right decision made by everyone, especially the Pac-12, to postpone, if not cancel, the season so far for safety.
So are you guys still going to college, or are you all at home now? Or?
Yeah, so we're all still studying. It's online though, fully online, so through Zoom. Cool. We don't have any no in-person classes at the moment, so we're all still doing the full schedule, so full-time study, but just through the screens of home.
Yeah, right. So training, all individual training. There's nothing sort of together at the moment.
We've actually just started back up with the guidelines of 12 people or less, and staying 12 feet apart. So we're actually doing sort of a summer workout schedule at the moment where we're lifting and running. Okay. We're not back in pads or helmets yet, or back in the stadium, but we're working out in groups of 12 and staying ready for if anything was to change with the season, either later this year or early next year. So we're certainly staying fit and healthy, and as soon as they give us the green light, we'll be ready to go.
Very nice. Look, there's so many stories out there and rumors, and so and so said this and so said that, and obviously you guys need to keep training, but surely there's going to be some kind of notice. Like, they're not going to turn around today and say we want you next weekend. Surely it's going to be 5 to 6 weeks or whatever, get the team back together and go. They're already talking about the Big Ten coming back around Thanksgiving. So if that does happen, that opens the doors up for everyone else. And I think potentially with the SEC coming back on soon and a few games on now, those games are kind of going to be the benchmarks, so people can see the things that we're doing right and the things that we're doing wrong. So there's a lot going on. So hopefully these games on now can kind of show us the way.
No, I totally agree, mate. And look, if they have some success with the games on at the moment and they don't get any cases and the Big Ten can possibly start up around Thanksgiving, then you never know. The door might be slightly open for us to get back into our season. But at the moment, it doesn't look like that, and the safety protocols are prohibiting that. So we're just got to stay ready. There's nothing we can do. Like you said, it's all rumours. So
Exactly.
they will give us warning, and they'll probably give us a few weeks to get ready. But like I said, we're sort of staying ready anyway. So good luck to those teams that are playing right now, but we'll be ready once they let us start.
Yeah, there seems to be a few very one-sided games out there at the moment. I watched BYU and Navy earlier in the week, and they said Navy hadn't practiced their tackling, and that showed. They got absolutely destroyed.
Absolutely. Like every conference is under different rules at the moment because every state is run under different rules. So really hard to get an even playing field right now at the moment.
Yeah, as you'd probably know, over here, I think most of the country is relatively okay, but Victoria, they're in trouble still. And I think their lockdown is going to continue until about the start of November, possibly pushing into Christmas. And I've got a few friends down there, as you would too, and they're going a bit stir crazy, I think, being at home all the time.
Yeah, I've got the family down in Victoria, so they're in lockdown stage 3 at the moment. So shout out to them and hope they're doing well, and all my family and friends back there. But yeah, Victoria's doing it tough right now.
Yeah, they sure are, mate. So they had the fires earlier this year, as you have over there now, and now they're dealing with that too. So 2020 has been a very strange year, mate. But look, how are you holding up? Are you happy? Are you healthy? Are you staying safe? Like, are you okay over there?
Everything's great, mate. Apart from what's going on, mental health's really good and physically doing really well. Like I said, still working out, still studying, and still hanging out with the people that I can within the quarantine circle group. So staying sane, mate, and quite healthy. So doing well compared to what some people are going through at the moment. So I can't complain.
Very nice. All right, mate. Look, thanks for coming back on the show, mate. You enjoy your time in Golden Gate Park. Stay safe and stay out of the smoke, mate. Thank you.
All right, Spinksy. Appreciate it, mate.
Thanks, buddy. Well, thank you to Jamieson. As you can see there, he's in the park, Golden Gate Park in California. Very nice of him to be on the show. Thanks again, mate. You are welcome back anytime. Now, let's get into some football from over the weekend. 5 games in particular that sort of took my fancy. I hopped up early over here to watch Duke and Notre Dame, one of my least favourite teams, the Fighting Irish. And I cheered on Duke the entire time. Come on, Duke. Let's go, get me a big win to start off the season. And they didn't. Notre Dame weren't anything special, but they came away with the win, 27-13. They have a lot to work on, but I think they'll be strong in the ACC this year and will probably push everyone all the way. So they'll be an interesting team to watch as the season goes on, but their first game wasn't anything really special. Oklahoma Sooners, on the other hand, new quarterback Spencer Rattler destroyed the competition in Missouri State. They won 48-0, and he was on fire. Threw for 290 yards, 4 touchdowns. He was rested at the end of the fourth. The Sooners will go a long way this year. Top 4 team, definitely. I can see them knocking on the door of a national championship. So all the best to Oklahoma as they go forward. The Clemson Tigers, your AP number 1 top 25 team, destroyed Wake Forest 37 to 13. The Tigers look like the same team that went for the national championship last year. They're still at the same quarterback in Lawrence. They've still got Travis Etienne. They still look strong as they did last year. And again, they'll be up there with the Sooners going forward. So one of the biggest upsets of the weekend came with the Louisiana Raging Cajuns beat Iowa State, the 23 ranked team going into the season. A few of the podcasts I listened to had picked the Raging Cajuns, and I laughed. I was honest. They were a 2.5 touchdown underdog, which is what for 17, 18 points, and they won. They won comfortably in the end, and it's only their second victory over a top 25 team ever, and their first victory over them on the road. So congratulations to the Raging Cajuns. The last game of the round saw Coastal Carolina and the Kansas Hawks, and as a massive LSU fan, Les Miles, the former LSU coach, is now the defensive coordinator with the Kansas Jayhawks. And he had his work cut out for him. Young Grayson McCall, the quarterback from Coastal Carolina, destroyed the Hawks in every aspect of the game. They led 28-0 late in the second, and they never looked back. I think that they won in the end by about 12 or 13, but they never looked beaten. And it's so good to see that underdog story. Those teams come out of nowhere to win, get games, and it's always really nice when that sort of happens. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel like you can virtually do anything. You can rise above any challenge that you have. So congratulations to everyone that won over the weekend. There's a lot more games on this weekend, guys. Of course, the SEC comes back in about 10 days' time. So feel free to tune in, come back, and check it out. Hooroo.